Ooh, that smells yummy. Well, time to get to work. I wish I had a parts washer. Or, something to clean this better. Well, that's not really a good sign. I got quite a bit of rusty water coming out of here. So, of course, some of the screws are already stripped. So, the old vice grip trick just broke free of that one there. This one someone been into. Now, this other carb here isn't bad. I just pulled the cover off this one, and it's surprisingly actually in pretty decent shape. Check that out. That's the parts carb off the parts machine. I have a good feeling this one's going to be destroyed on the inside because, again, somehow water got inside. And I was looking at the choke there, how someone bastardized that up. But, I mean, I could make one out of two, that's for sure. And somewhere here I got a new carb kit and a bunch of gaskets for this thing, too. Well, she's about as clean as I'm going to get her. So, not too bad. I still need to give it a shot of carb clean. I have none of that here, so that's just pretty much doing it by hand. I also had this guy here all apart. So, this one here is pretty good. Give it a little bit of spritz down, but that one there's nice and clean too. I was tempted to use this one. Now, this is the one off the parts machine, but look at this. Do you see how chewed up that is? Yeah, it's kind of so chewed up I could barely get a brush down it, but yeah. So again, everything will for sure need a squirt with carb cleaner. So, because I'm just doing everything by hand with brushes and shit. But look at the rusty shit that came out of those guys. There's 3 layers there. This is the 3rd layer on top. And not to include paper towels everywhere. Now, some of that was from the outside, of course, but the rest was all from inside it. That was actually out of this guy right here. So I still got to finish clearing out some passages. So I also noticed that the idle screw was screwed all the way in on this guy, where that one looks to be in a normal position. Now, the throttle cable was seized. So do you think they were smart, dumb, whatever, to just crank it up on the carburetor to see what happens? Use the kill switch to stop? I don't really know. But I'm not going to leave it that far out. I'll adjust it as we need. And there we go. Carbs are fully clean, ready to be installed. But do that in a couple hours. Have a guy from Kijiji coming to buy something right now. Okay, so I just got the wiring temporary heat shrink together right there. Got the lights disabled. Same thing back there, heat shrink it temporary. And I'm on to the back brakes. So the cable moves right up to here. And there's water in here. You guys see that brown water coming out? So, and my phone just glitched out again. Okay, still recording? Yep. Okay, so that update did not fix it. But I got water coming out of this brake system here. Rusty, dirty water. Yucky. Look at that. Do you want to pass the paper towel? So we're going to have to take this whole assembly apart here and see what shape it's on in the inside. I'm going to guess a huge mess. Well, this guy here looks like it might be too far gone. I'm not too sure yet. Maybe we'll clean it up for now, see if we can get those pads moving. Basically, it just slides in and out. This is cams and a bunch of bearings on here. So, flat bearings, I guess. We'll see. But like I thought, she was full of water. Makes you wonder if this machine was underwater. Well, I'll clean it up. We'll see. Worst case, I do got one on the parts unit. Which, to be honest, is probably in about the same shape. Okay, so it's actually cleaning up pretty good. I never gave it a shot with carb cleaner yet. Yeah, I'm using carb clean, not brake clean. So, but everything's cleaning up so much better. I mean, at the beginning, those bearings in the center right there, you couldn't even see they were bearings. It looked like a solid washer. All this was fused together. I got them all broken apart. Again, I just finished wiping it down, or spraying it, scrubbing it with a toothbrush. So if I spray this right now, it's going to be a lot cleaner in a few seconds. So I just want to show you how it's going. I got the piston moving now. So technically the way the system works here is there's a big huge spring in between there. As you guys can see, this looks like some kind of auto tensioning system, which I don't know how that works yet. But basically these are ball bearings here that when this thing here moves on the cam, I can't really do it with one hand, but it is free. It allows this to push in and out, which would push in and out the piston. So yeah, it's actually a lot cleaner than I thought it would be now, and everything should work good. Okay, so I got the brake pads out here. They were a bitch to get out. Again, everything was rusted in there. You can see They're on a little bit of an angle there. So I got to make sure to put them back in the same way I got them out. This one here is the back side. Again, you can see a bit of an angle. So other than that, everything here, in my opinion, is nice and clean compared to what it was before. Nothing's really oiled up yet, but I will be cleaning up where the cylinder goes in a little bit more. I'm going to see if I got another O-ring, and I guess I'll pack this full of grease, probably would be best. I'll see. But I'm done for today. My toes are starting to get a little chilly, and Logan has wanted to go in for the past 2 hours, so my toes were already cold enough, and I just freaking clicked the claw hammer with it. God damn it. So all we did is, we actually did a fair bit on here so far, so okay, well, there we go. Let's go in for a while. Yep. The torch you can leave out here, doesn't matter. Okay. Okay, so it's now the next morning, so I just gave this a quick sanding in there. You can see there's still little pits in there, but when I say pits, you don't even feel them with your fingers. As for the brake, my camera just glitched there, so I just gave that a quick sanding. That side there, I'll kind of clean that up a bit, but you guys can see there's a hell of a lot of pad left on there. Now they are directional, as you can see. This side's higher, but there's a pin here that lines up. This side here, there's this rubber pin, same idea. So you can see there's a difference. This side's, you know, a little bit thicker, but not too big of a deal. So I went and picked up some brake clean, even though for something like this, not too big of a deal. But the idea is I'm going to probably try to clean up that rotor, but I might just leave it. So everything here is turning nicely. Everything's freed up in here. It looks pretty good. Way better than it did before. Now I just got to decide in here. There is a O-ring on here, which is still in good shape. Of course, I should be replacing it, but you guys, you know what I mean. I'm just putting this back together, so I got to clean this up. It kind of flew off, fell in the sand. That's just a retainer that goes in here that allows that pin to lock to turn. It's like a cam design. Got some silicone, which I'll be putting on this to hold it together. Now I do got the original gasket for it still, so I will be using that. But just, you know, layer of silicone too. Why not? So, gasket's right there. But and other than that, I guess I'll be throwing it on. I do want to clean up this a little bit where it goes in place. There is meant to be, I guess, O-rings in here, but that was moving nicely. Not too much play or anything in that, so it should be good. So just a little bit more cleaning, especially like in this cap here. I want to kind of give that a better cleaning, but you guys seen how bad this was. Again, if I need to later, I could buy new brake pads, seal kit, O-ring kit, whatever it's called, and go from there. Okay, but for now, this is just to make the brakes work. And brrr, is it getting cold outside. It's actually starting to snow outside, as you guys might be able to see right there. See a little bit of snow coming in. But I got her all together here. Now I am using a grease on here. I don't know if I should be using a light oil or grease, but right there is what I'm using. And of course I'm going to brake clean off the pads after, because I might have got some on the sides there, but there is an O-ring that stops them, and I double checked everything is functioning proper, so that is a bonus. All this linkage here is all to the loosest setting right now, so I will have to, of course, do some adjustments. And I was going to use the RTV on the gasket. I think I might not. I think I'll just grease the gasket good enough. So who knows? But just got to finish giving that guy a little bit of a shot of cleaning, and I'm done. Okay, so I did put some RTV around it, inside it, you know, seal it up. So just doing the free play right now. And other than that, everything for the brake wise is good to go. The wiring's done underneath, but I do got a full adjustment up front to do too, so I don't want to do it all on the back. I don't want this coming out, so I'll probably leave it about there. You can still see some rusty shit coming out of the cable there, but trust me, I got a lot of oil and fluid down into that cable. Okay, so I'm going to also fill this up with grease. This whole mechanism inside this rubber boot here, which is currently inside out, but you can see still a lot of oil coming out of there. I forced it down into the cable pretty good. Okay, so the brakes are all adjusted. They are working great here. They will still need some final adjustments. I got grease on my pants. All the way down to my knees. I sprayed that stuff with frickin' this stuff here too. That's not gonna wash off, man. These are 511 tactical pants. These are like $100 pants. So they work great. I know I can't show you properly with it like this, but trust me, they work. We will have to see once that rotor cleans up, but I'm going to give her a shot of brake clean in a bit, or maybe I'll wait till I get the carb installed. So this is pretty beat up, these fenders, so I was thinking of stitching them up, but at the same time I'm looking at them, I think they're kind of beyond stitching. They're so dry rotted and broken up. So I'll just maybe order a new set. I do got the back set. Could also borrow the set off this one perhaps, but I'll probably be getting this one going next. Okay, well, so far looking her over, from what I can see on this side, that tie rod end right there has to be changed, and that's pretty much it for the front suspension. So everything else seems to be okay. The J-arm bushings, they're pretty decent. So okay, the splines here, you guys can see there is play in the splines. This nut is tight. Washers are tight. That just happens, and normally it happens from a lack of grease. So just rust building up. It's pretty common on ATVs, but this thing probably won't make anywhere near the horsepower involved to crack that, or to crack them, to wear them out. Well, I was tempted to install a carb on the side here, which still might be easier than doing it on the ground. But I'm going to inspect that intake boot first. A little bit of gas leaking. Fuel pump's working. I already checked that. And everything else. So, yeah, do I put on the carb? Maybe. Well, what do you guys see there? Yes, the old owner's wrapped intake boot with tape, electrical tape. Well, in my opinion, that clearly tells me the intake boot's cracked, which could give quite a few issues, but I guess I'll unbolt that and take it apart. I'll see. From the inside, it actually looked to be in good shape, so it's probably just hairline. I also noticed by looking inside there, it is a ported intake. I'm not sure if you guys will see that. Wait, where is it? You guys can see someone did some porting on there. I know it didn't show up worth a crap there, but someone did some work on it. Okay, so if I tip this back over right now, am I going to hit the Toyota? Let's see. Nope, it'll be good. Almost, but didn't. So that's good. So again, I unhooked the lights for now. I'm not too worried about them. Kill switch still works. I already checked that. I just can't really see there, but I just got rid of some of the bastardized wiring, so that's just temporary. We will do something else with it later. Well, ain't this wonderful? Oh, borderline seized. I wonder if it hydrolocked almost. Get that plug out of there. What do you think? Did it hydrolock? Because it was sitting upside down, all the water coming out of the exhaust and wherever else it was filled up from. So, this spark plug does not look wet. Weird. But, oh, that was weird. Okay, well, definitely, I got, the fuel pump's definitely working, so you guys want to see that for yourselves? See, fuel pump's definitely working. Oh no, right on my nice carpet? Really? So I just turned off the flashlight on my camera, but so this one here is an old points and condenser system. Condenser is weird. I can see it from underneath. Oh, right there. There's a condenser on it. Points are, of course, underneath there. But she has good spark, so that's good. Make sure my kill switch still works. Ooh, that's a little bit gummy, that switch. So, okay, so kill switch is guaranteed working. That's the bonus. So this one here is the CDI unit on here. So it's a newer style coil, full CDI. This one I think is going to be a little bit more funner to work on. Because I like CDIs kind of better, but we'll see. I believe this one's a 77. And this one I think is an 82 or 3. I'm not too sure even. But this is the one that I wanted to get going first because it seems to be in good shape. Besides a couple cracks here. But that's clearly from being bashed upside down. But I'm just pretty much packing it up for today. I'm going to check out my parts engine, see what the intake manifold looks like, but maybe I'll take this one off first. So she's technically ready for a test drive once I drain the rest of that fuel out of there. It's kind of neat. I realize this thing has a fuel return right up at the top there. That's pretty cool. A little bit of rust in there, but the sides look good. Now, I'm looking in there. The tank itself doesn't seem to be that bad, so I think I'm just going to add fresh gas to it. The gas actually doesn't smell as bad as I originally thought it did. The guy that I bought this from, again, over a year ago, said that he was trying to get it running. Now, in my opinion, throttle was stuck, brakes were stuck. I guess he was just seeing if it would idle, maybe? I don't know. So, it does have great compression from what I could tell with the handle. I haven't put a tester on it. Carbs installed with the intake boot all taped up. There is no bolts for the air filter, so I'm guessing actually water went down in here sitting outside for a few months when I first got it. Maybe it was born in a few. But I had tape across here, but it still makes sense that water could technically go down into there. But even if the water did go in, let's say, through there, it should have actually pulled down that hole right there. Because look at this lip here. How would it have got into the carb? It should have left those two holes, right? But again, you never know. So air filter actually is pretty decent shape. I do need to get some hardware to bolt down the cover. I don't have the hardware right now. I got spare covers. Actually, I think I got 2 of these covers. So this system here, this one doesn't even have an air box, but I'm thinking I'm going to put something up here like a snorkel into the factory snorkel box. I'm pretty sure it's right here. But this is the way it's going to sit for this week. I will work on it more next week. I'm pretty sure all I got to do right now, add some fresh gas, give it a couple pulls, and see what happens. Again, I do have fuel flow, so I'm not checking the filter. I'm not checking any of that fuel lines yet. I will wait on that and see what happens. It's just like, where would I stop, hey? How much do I put into it? What do I do? And where to stop, hey? So, it's at the point now that next weekend, I'll see if it fires up. I know you guys probably wanted to see it this video, but technically I could tighten a plug, give it a pull, but at the same time I prefer to bring it out of here in case she skyrockets. You know, I could just take the belt off too, but next weekend. Again, it's snowing outside. Wow, are we ever getting snow? But I'm hoping it's going to stop. I can only hope so, hey? This is a little bit more than I wanted, seeing less than, what, half an hour ago we had no snow. But shit happens. Okay, well, that's probably where I'm going to end it for this weekend. Not going to try starting it up. Was thinking of it, but I guess, whatever. And another project for later on. A whole pile more grass seed, including some of this. This wasn't cheap. So there's 2 bags of this stuff. Might help firm up the ground a bit, but another project. And of course, oil change time for the truck, but I'm not going to bother filming any of that because, you know, that's kind of boring. But yeah, I stopped just in time. Snow's starting to come in. Well, that's the end of it. And next weekend, I got to get this Sansi light up. So that's an outdoor motion light. So that's going to be interesting. 45 watts LED. It's going to be freaking bright. And one more thing I thought I'd mention. I've been using this Welltac A7 flashlight now for, about 2 weeks. And I just want to say it is freaking awesome. I'll probably put a link in the description if you guys are interested. But it has a back tail switch and a side one. And of course, USB charge. Again, it is awesome.